another thoughtful, I guess I'm just expressing myself, so I'm gonna keep doing this for a little while. Anyways, I was just thinking, do I truly believe in God or do I believe in money? Because I was thinking the other day, money makes me happy. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that money makes happy. Money determines my mood. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm joyful, I guess it's the same thing. And I was thinking, is it really, do I really believe in God or do I believe in money? And is it, do I believe in money or do I believe in the freedom that money gives me? The freedom that I'm able to move as I want. I'm able to go as I want. I'm able to purchase what I want. So is it money or the action behind money that I believe in? So I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, man, without money, you really can't support yourself. You really can't do nothing. Money is respect. Money is power. Money is livelihood. So some might say that money is God for them. And I'm like, wow. So if a man can take away your money, does that make that person or that man, that woman, your master? If a man can teach you, can say, hey, if you at my job and I decide to let you go, I mean, that's basically controlling your life. That's basically you are a slave to that person and to that company because they determine whether you're going to have a roof over your head, whether you're going to be able to feed yourself, whether you're able to be clean, whether you're able to have a place to, make sure that you rest. So they have full control of your being. So if the job decide, hey, I'm no longer going to support you, how are you going to be able to how are you going to be able to provide for yourself? So I was just thinking like that. Like I'm like, do we really have do we really have freedom unless you have your own company, unless you have your own way to make money for yourself? Because any moment you could be at a job for 20 years, 30 years, any moment, and if you do not save, any moment you can lose everything. You have been working 30 years, 20 years, and within a year, if the company lets you go, greeting from Berlin. Good. God bless you. God bless you too. God is gifting me, but God is gonna bless you. So I was just thinking like, man, without you having your own way of providing and making money for yourself, you're constantly going to be a slave. You're going to be working for someone else. And if you do not move how that person wants you to move, you're going to lose everything that you work hard for. So the goal is to become a business owner, but not just a business owner just to be a business owner to make something that people need, that even without, even, just like water, everybody, like everywhere you go, there is water. Water is everywhere. But someone looked at this and said, you know what? I need to put a bottle in the water. And you know what? We bought it because we don't want to go to the wells, dig out dirt, and get water. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, the resources are out here because water was already out here. Someone was smart enough to say, hey, people don't want to go to a well, dig a hole, get the water, and carry it to their house. How about I make it convenience for them to come and buy and purchase? And we buy it. Even though water is free, It's not, you're not paying for the water. You're paying for the conveniency of having the water at your hands, like having the water to just, and I was just like, damn, you're forever gonna be at, if you don't come up with something, if you don't come up, you could be working, 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 working. If you don't come up with a business, a successful business that you can leave for generation, you're forever going to be at the bottom, because those that have business are those the one that are truly free, because they can say, hey, we want this and this to happen. Or like, if you can't, you truly don't have freedom if you are an employee. You really don't. Like, within a second you could lose everything. And if you don't want to lose your job, you're gonna have to oblige by, if you have a manager who suck ass and they're picking on you, you're gonna have to just keep your mouth shush and just do everything right. Even if you do everything right, if that person don't like you and they want you gone, they're gonna have a way for you to go. They're gonna make sure that you leave that company. It don't matter if you have a job or a career, you're still at the point of losing everything. So for you to, I was thinking, for you to get out of that rat race is for you to own something. When you become an owner, that's when you truly have freedom. It's not about slave as far as the color of your skin. It's slave as far as your, I guess, economy or your income base. Like, are you able, you're a slave if you're not able to feed yourself. You are a slave if you're counting on the next man or next woman to feed you, to provide for your family. Like, I really just, I don't know. I was just, how I'm sitting here like thinking, and I'm like, fuck, I know, I see the problem. I know what the problem is, but how do I put myself in a place of whoever saw water just flowing through the rivers or the wells, and decide, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and bottle water, put water in a bottle and sell it. How do I do that? That's the freaking problem. Like, I got it, but then, yeah, because I tend to travel. When I travel far. And when I travel, like, I traveled yesterday afternoon. In the middle of the afternoon, I'm sitting outside, because I love sitting outside, especially when it's like a beautiful sunny day. I'm sitting under a tree, and this little girl out of nowhere, like, I swear she sneaked up on me. I was like, hold up, I was about to hit her in her throat. I was like, what you doing? But yeah, she caught me off guard, because I'm sitting under the tree and I'm hearing the birds. And she was like, hey. I was like, hi. I was like, where's your parents? She's like, oh, they're around. So I'm sitting, it's in the, where I stay, we have a tree in the community. So I'm like, okay, maybe she just saw me outside sitting on the tree. Kids, they're curious. But I'm like, well, how did you sneak up on me? Like, I didn't hear you, I didn't see you. And I'm aware of my surrounding. I'm not going to sit under a tree and fall asleep. But she was literally sitting in front of me, and I had to, like, look down and see, and I'm like, whoa, okay, whatever. Like, white little, white girl with blonde eyes, I mean, blonde eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes, like about 7 or 8. And she was just sitting there, and I'm like, what the hell, what are you doing, why are you sitting in, like, she sat like right in front of me. And I had shorts on, so I'm chilling, I have the breeze and everything. And I looked down and I saw her, and she's like, hi. I was like, hi. She's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. She said, my name is this. And I was like, oh, my name is this. And she's like, nice to meet you. I'm like, yeah, you too. So then she said the weirdest shit to me that freaked me out, because I was like, hold on. I'm not going to sit under this tree no more. She's like, hey, I saw you. I was like, you saw me? Oh, was it not connected? Why did it say it's connected? Anyways, so I guess somebody took a picture of me without my consent. But yeah, I see you. but I know who I am. Anyway, so she was like, I saw you. And I was like, okay, you saw me? She's like, yeah. She's like, do you know there's going to be a storm, a big storm coming? And I was like, okay. So I didn't say nothing because, you know, kids, they be saying the wildest out of their mouths. So I was like, okay. And I just let her talk. She's like, yeah, there's going to be a big storm coming. And I saw people. And I was like, oh, okay, you saw people. She's like, yeah, I saw people. And I was like, what kind of people? So I decided to entertain her. Because I'm like, okay, she's obviously want a friend. And I don't know what about me sitting on the tree and me minding my business made her feel like she just wanted. So I was like, okay, let me just let her talk and let me entertain her. She's like, there's a big storm coming. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, I saw people. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she said, the people look like you. I was like, okay, you trying to be funny. She's like, no, the people look like you. They have your same skin tone. And she took my hand and she rubbed it. And I was like, oh, God, this freaky little girl. I was like, who weird ass kid is this? And I wanted to walk away, but I didn't want her to feel like I was being rude or you know, I was just, she's a kid. So I was like, okay, let me just entertain her. So she's like, she touched me. She's like, yeah, the people look like you, but they had flags. And I was like, oh, okay, what kind of flag? And she started describing like the island's flag, like Trinidad, freaking St. Croix. And she's like, they were dancing. They were just, you know, all over the place. They had nice costume on. And I was like, hold on. Isn't it like, I'm not sure, but I was like, isn't it time for like carnival? But I didn't say that to her because I was like, I don't, you know, I wanted her to finish telling what she was telling me. She's like, they had like feathers, they had beautiful costume. And she's like, I saw them and they always like, I saw many flags, and the flags were big, and the flags were beautiful, and people were dancing. But it was a big, big, big storm, and there was water and water. Like she kept saying water, water, and I was like, oh, you mean like? I asked her, I was like, you mean like water as far as like water in like the river or water in the ocean? She said, no, the water in the ocean, and there were like big waves. And I was like, okay, kid, you freaking me the fuck out. Like, you freaking me out. And then the last thing she said, I had to go. Because I was like, she's like, oh, yeah, I saw you and the people dancing. But they were, she was like, before I saw the big water, I saw them dancing. And when I saw them, I was at the cemetery. And I was like, you were what again? She's like, yeah, I saw them and they were at the cemetery. And I saw you at the cemetery, but I noticed you said no. She said, I got you out of the cemetery. I took your hand and I walked you out of the cemetery. And then there was this lady at the cemetery that kept looking at you, but I didn't like the way the lady was looking at you. And I was like, what the fuck, kid? Like, what? Yo, and when I tell you she was white, she was white. She was white like she was from like I don't know, Russia or something. When I think of white, I think of Russia. And blonde, like the purest blonde hair I ever saw, and the most beautiful, beautiful crystal blue eyes I ever saw. Cute little white girl. I was like, yo, okay. She was like, yeah, I took you out of the cemetery because there was a lady that kept looking at you, and the lady kept telling me, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. So I took you out of the cemetery. But the other people, they were dancing and they had flag. I couldn't take them out of the cemetery. Now, mind you, now, this is like 5 p.m. I'm outside. I'm not asleep. I'm wide the fuck awake. According to me, I'm wide awake. And I'm sitting in the neighborhood because, you know, it's a nice little breeze going. I normally sit and read my book under a tree, but, you know, I was like, fuck it. I wanted to hear the birds, so I sat under the trees. And I just wanted to it was a lot on my mind. So I sat and I like sitting under a tree for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I'm like that. So and she was like, yeah, but I couldn't save the other people. And I was like, what? And she was like, well, I saved you. And the lady kept saying, you don't belong in the cemetery. And I was like, what is this kid? Why she keeps saying it? And she's like, well, I gotta go now. And she walked the fuck off and went into, and when she was walking, I saw a little, I don't know if it was a puppy, but it was a wolf kind of puppy. It wasn't a Kia, a Kara. It was like one of those snow dogs. The snow dog, I don't know if the snow dog was hers, but as she was walking, it came up to her and meet her, and she went into like the neighborhood. I didn't see where she went, like her house, but she went into a neighborhood and just walked off and left me there. And I'm like, I didn't know what to say. She was like, it's a storm, people. And I'm like, is it not carnival season? But I'm like, I don't know. Carnival might be over. But I'm like, maybe she was just. But then I'm like, why would she make up a story like that? And why would she come up into me and say, oh, I pulled you out of the cemetery? And I'm like, why the fuck was I in the fucking cemetery? But then I remembered that the full moon, a lot of people were doing death spells on me. And then, every time they would go to the cemetery for me, I would be there. I would be there. I would watch them and I would see them and I would see what they're doing. And I remember that. I remember, I don't even have to fuck, like the weirdest, it's not even weird, me being me and who I am, if they go every full moon, they go to the cemetery, and as soon as they enter the cemetery, it could be day, it could be night, it could be afternoon. As soon as they enter the cemetery and they make their sacrifice, it's like I'm standing there and I'm watching them. I'm watching them, and I could hear everything they say. I could see everything they do. I see my clothes. I see my picture. I see what the sacrifices that they make. And I'm like, okay, I see it, but then I don't worry about it because I'm like, you know what? Just like I could see I could see the grace and, the wonderful part of God in life. So I just leave it to because I don't believe in 30 in my hand. I leave it to those that are in the position to do what they have to do, because I can't set judgment. But when she said that, I was like, oh, I remembered last month, was it a pink moon or a red blood moon, that I saw a co-worker of mine, several co-workers from current to past, and I saw my ex-friend, my ex-husband, my family members, people that I used to deal with. I saw them gathering and I saw them doing their sacrifice. I saw them going to this. And these people have been to the cemeteries so much for me that they, the spirit, the elders in the cemetery knows me. As soon as they see, they're like, man, here we go again. Here we go again for they bringing her up again. And I don't pay attention to it because I'm the kind of person, I don't mess with the elders. I don't mess where I don't belong. I don't have to do that to anybody. I don't have to go out my way to, well, I can't, because I'm being judged. I'm being looked at. I can't even think negative. Oh, there go the siren. Oh, there's a siren, and dogs are barking. And it's only like 4 4 p.m. Anyways, so I can't, it's not that I can't, I'm not allowed to, because even if I was to think negative for someone, automatically I would get punished. So I know for a fact that I cannot do anything to anybody, because I get punished by God quicker than those who are constantly going, making sacrifices. So I let that, what you guys call God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, I leave it alone and I try my best. But when she said that to me, it just, It's just like it did something to me. Like when I walked back into my house, I cried and I gave thanks because like you don't know. That's why that's why I see a lot of people be like, "Oh, white people this, white people that." Or black people this, black people that, Spanish people this, Spanish people that. You don't know who God is going to send a message through. Unless that person themselves did something to you, then you could say that person is an asshole. But I don't want you guys to set your mindset where if a person is white, you automatically think they are, racist or hateful. Or if a person is black, you think that they racist or hateful. Or if a person is Spanish, you think that they hateful or raceful. Let that person show you first who they are, because I would have, if I would have never guessed a blonde. When I say blonde, I mean she don't have an ounce of Negro blood in her. Not once. Like she looks like if she's in the sun. I don't. Now I'm being an asshole. So, but I'm just letting you know. I would have never thought a message would have came through her for me, and it was a powerful message. But I'm thinking, oh, I got a headache. Somebody's projecting headaches. Whoever's projecting that headache into my energy field, I return it back to you. Time for. But I just what she said about the storm. There's a storm. There's a storm. There's a storm, and there's big wave. I'm like, waves? Isn't that like a tsunami? But then I'm like the Caribbean, because like the way she described the outfit, and she's like, the people, she took my hand, she's like, the people look like you, like your own skin tone. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from the islands. And it was like for her to be 5, I think she's like between 5 to 6 years old, she got her words clear. Like I couldn't she didn't like, that's what's so amazing about kids. Kids will tell you something. When kids tell you something, listen, because they're going to tell you exactly how it is. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're not going to say nothing but the truth. And I felt like, I don't know, maybe I should share it because it was just so weird. It's like people don't approach me. The people that kind of approach me is when I feel beautiful and when I feel amazing, they come and they tap me to take that beautiful and they leave me with their bullshit. Like when I'm feeling myself, everybody come to me and try to take that. But when I'm like when I'm not feeling myself, everybody stay the fuck away from me. But that's just karma. Not that karma, but that's just life itself, because they can read your energy. They can feel like you don't want to be fucked with. But people don't approach me, especially like people that don't know me. Now, kids and animals, that's different. Kids and animals, I don't know why, especially squirrels. Squirrels left the fuck out of me. I don't know, like something weird, but there's one fat little squirrel everywhere I go, a fat little squirrel, and I swear it's the same squirrel that keeps following me around. And I know it's like him or her or whatever it is, but they keep following me the fuck around, and I know it's the same. I swear to you, every time I look, it's the same little fucking squirrel. It followed me all the way from I swear it followed me all the way from Jacksonville, Florida, to where I'm at now. I swear, I don't know, I'm tripping. But I ain't smoking no weed. I ain't smoked weed in a while. So I'm normal. And what I'm seeing, and I don't drink. So, and I don't do no other, thank God. But I don't judge. But anyways, yeah, I'm just letting you know the stuff that I'm experiencing is just incredible. I For that to happen to me yesterday, and yesterday I went on a rant on here and was like, la 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 la. I was like, oh, keep your head up and la 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 la. I guess, I don't know. But when she said that, and I'm like, is that a warning? Should I? But then I'm like, if I tell people, how is that gonna help? Because if whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. If there's gonna be a storm, how am I saying this going to help or stop? But then when she said I was at the cemetery and I saw flags, and she was like, she was describing, she said there was a red and green, and it had like the bottom was red, the top was green, and it had stars. And I'm like, that's, I think if that's not Antigua, something, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really good at the islands flags or something like that. But anyways, I don't know. But yeah, and she just, like, when I tell you, she was just the cutest little girl ever. And she just skipped her ass out. She, after she was done talking, it was like she didn't say nothing. She got up, took her little toys with her, walked, and as she was walking, her little wolf, man, I want one of those kind of dogs, but they look expensive. Like it was a wolf dog. I don't know what's a wolf dog. It's like, one of those things you see that push the sleds. Is that a wolf dog or is it called a wolf? I don't know, but I want one. But I'm like, where I'm at is hot. That would be fucked up to take something that belongs in this cold to bring it into a hot area. I would be mad. It's like me wearing this wig every day. It's gonna be hot. But anyways, the dog was so cute. I've never seen a dog like that. Is it a Kia? No, a Kaya. A Ka. I seen that. For some reason, I seen that dog before. And it was like puffy. It was like not puffy, but fluffy, fluffy. It was fluffy. It was pure white. And I was like, damn, what is she? Cinderella? No, did Cinderella have a dog? No, Cinderella didn't have a dog because she was busy being, the housemaid. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to just, like, I wanted to tell you stuff like that happened to me. And, like, it's so weird, but it was so freaky. And I'm like, well, thank God you took me out of the cemetery. Cause when I saw those my coworkers, my family members, and the voodoo witch and warlock brought the sacrifices to the cemetery on the full moon. I didn't see. I woke. I was like, oh, I didn't see anything after that. Even if I went to sleep, I didn't see anything. And whatever they were doing, I guess, because she was like, oh, I took you out. I was like, what you mean you took me out? She's like, yeah, I walked you out of the cemetery because there was a lady. She kept saying, she was like, there was a lady that said you don't belong here. You don't belong in the cemetery. And she's like, I walked you out of the cemetery, but the other people I couldn't because there was too many of them and they were dancing, and she said they had beautiful costume and like feather, and I'm like, beautiful costume, that's the fucking carnival. But I'm like, it's not even storm weather, I mean season, is it? No. So I don't know. I'm like, damn, you couldn't come and tell me, hey, your next husband. I was like, you couldn't come and tell me, hey, your next husband looks like this. His name is gonna be this. He's gonna be this, that. And I'm like, you couldn't tell me, hey, you gonna find a sack of money at your door. Or, somebody's gonna send you some. Hey, I have my Cash App here, so if you want to donate, you can donate. And there's nothing wrong. Send me a little gift so I can go get my eyebrows done and get my little mustache wax. And nah, I'm not gonna do my armpits yet. I can rock it. Yeah, but you can send me. I'm like, why you didn't tell me that? Why you didn't tell me, hey, you gonna be happy, But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even ask her name. No, well, she did tell me her name, but I freaked out. When I say I freaked out, I'm like, man, I don't want to go sit under that tree no more. Because I'm like, was she real? I mean, she had to be. Because I was wide the fuck awake. I mean, like, it was like 5 p.m. Like, she had to be. she had to be like she was real. Cause like I walked home. After that, yeah, it was yeah. I wasn't asleep. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. It was a normal day. So she had to be like, and I was like, but the weirdest thing is, I didn't see her. Like, you know how you feel when people are approaching you? I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing until I looked down. That's when I saw she was sitting in front of me, and I was like, "What the fuck? How?" Like, if somebody comes sit in front of you, you would have seen a shadow. You would have felt something. No, I didn't feel nothing. I don't know if I was too zoned out because I'm telling you, the breeze under that tree. The tree was, you know how a tree has the thick root and they just spread out, the leaves just spread out. I have this That tree is amazing. I usually sit there. I bring in my little juice. I bring a good book, and like at 5 p.m. I just put out a little blanket under it, and it's not too far from where I stay, so I can walk. And it's a nice little area. It's not like crazy. And there's like a little, it's not a pond, is it a pond? It's like a little water source, right? Like right there, you know how some apartment complex has that. Yeah, it's a pond. They have like the little pond area. Yeah, it's perfect. It's like you get the right kind of shade and you get the little water, but you get privacy also. That's why I'm like trying to figure out how the fuck she saw me, because you cannot see me unless you were looking for me, like unless you saw me. But then she said she did see me, so maybe that's not her. Anyways, all right, y'all. So I don't know. So I'm just sharing my little freaky experiences, and that's it. I don't know. But don't forget the Cash App. Like hell, help me get. I don't know if you feel like giving. Donate to my channel, cause it's gonna take a little minute. Hopefully, it does not take that long for me to start getting money from YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. But I was like, let me just share, just in case if I speak about it, maybe it won't happen. But I don't know. All right, y'all. Bye. Don't forget my Cash App. Why my head looks so big? But yeah, I'm still cute though. Bye, you guys. Bye.